Hello and welcome. My name is Ted Palmer. I'm the designer and builder of the Auto Subrogate software. Joseph P. Summer, a St. Louis attorney who performs a lot of subrogation work, specified the requirements for the Auto Subrogate software. The reports module, ledger cards, batch payments, and docket video you're about to watch is a recording of a GoToMeeting session Joe and I had with another attorney. I hope you like what you see and hear. If there's some functionality that you need because it's critical to your law practice and you don't see it in Auto Subrogate, please give me a phone call so that we can discuss it. I'm very flexible. The low cost to add that functionality will surprise you.
Are we ready to move on?
Okay. Um, okay, let's see. We were looking at ledger cards for this, and this is 23328. So I'm going to do a Control C on that right there, and then I'm going to bring up the, well, not that one. Let's bring up this one. This should be, that's what I want. Okay, this is my software really has two major components. It's got the client software that you use to enter all your data, and then it's got a separate report module, which is written in Microsoft Access. And one of the advantages of that is that if I'm not available to create custom reports that you would like to have, you can have another programmer who is an Access programmer create another report module. That would be my suggestion, because if they make changes to my report module and put bugs in it, then you're going to have to pay me to fix the bugs. But there's nothing that they can, they can use the same technique as far as, it's called a DSN, data source name. It uses ODBC, Open Database Connectivity, which is a protocol for databases that was invented by Microsoft and then placed in the public domain. So a lot of people have ODBC. If you talk to a geeky programmer like me and you say ODBC, he'll probably smile and nod his head and say, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I can even assist them in getting started. So let's take a look at this one. We were looking at the ledger card. So I'm going to click on the ledger card menu from the main menu. And then I'm first going to say ledger card all. And I'm going to paste in there the ledger card number that we were looking at, 23328. I'm going to click Get. Now here's that ledger card. Or here is a ledger card for this particular file that has all of the ledger card line items on it. Yes. That's what ledger card all is, right there. And then another thing I like about Access for these particular kind of reports, you can see that you can select various lines, so that if you're looking something in the report and then you go back and forth between here and someplace else, when you come back you can see where you were at. Now we could also, if we chose, we could pick ledger card, and I could paste in the number there, and then I could pick cost, fee, or trust, and then click run, and then we just get a cost. So right, we've got those three different kinds of ledger cards, and I don't want to bore you by showing you all of them. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can here you can pick which ones you want to show. Cost, fee, and trust, and I think that breaks it down enough to where it makes it manageable, where it's not confusing for them. Uh-huh. Okay. So don't need to belabor that. You've seen that the ledger cards, what they are and how they work. Okay. Let me go back to the auto subrogate program. We have two different ways of entering payments, and I realize that sometimes you have to take a lot of payments. Let me show you the best way first. Okay. If you go to Ledger, and let's say you have defendant payments, you click on this right here. And this is a batch process. And Joe generally gets $50 a month on his payments. Now, but sometimes, some people can only pay 25. Sometimes people pay 100. So you basically have to group your payments by the amount. So let's say we want to put yes. So let's say we want to put a $50 payment. We want to put the payment date. Sometimes the checks may sit on someone's desk until they accumulate and you get enough of them that you want to enter them. So the payment date's not always today. So let's just say that the payment date was this month, and it was on the 5th, which is a Tuesday, 05, and then dash 2010. So that establishes the payment date. Then we go up here, and we enter the file number, now 23328, 23328, and then just press enter, and it moves it over. Puts the file number in there, puts the amount, and then what the check number would be, it just shows batch in the check number. Well, if you did that, you might have to, there's no really editing capability. You'd have to remove the ones, or click cancel and start over. I mean, I don't deny that that's going to happen from time to time, but my experience has been that if I make a mistake, if it's painful enough, I'm not going to make it again, you know? So, yeah, I realize that people were using this from time to time. They're going to make a mistake, and then if it's painful enough, they won't make that mistake again. Well, if you were doing a garnishment, you probably wouldn't want to use batch mode. You'd probably want to let me show you the other way. Oh, thank you. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, but yeah, if it's garnishment, you'd probably want to do a new, and then who type would be a defendant, and then you see there's two different defendants, so we have to pick which defendant we want to show the payments coming from. And so I just clicked on Top Gun to put their name up there. Now here's a payment received. We don't have a reason code for garnishment right now because we haven't had a garnishment case. We don't get it. Do you get a significant number of those? Well, we'll have to add that. I'm going to make a note of that. Add reason code for garnishment. I can add additional data elements to the ledger card. The ledger card line item. Oh, the court docket. Okay. Okay. Sure. Let's look at what's on the docket. We'll go do that. Let's say we're going. I'm on the reports module now. Okay. And I'm going to return to the main menu. And I'm going to go to court reports. And I'm going to go to court schedule. And we want a date range. So is there a specific date that you want to look at, or do you want to just look at all the days within a month? Okay, let's look at one day. Let's look at January the 11th and see what we can find here. Sure. I'm going to put that. I'm sorry, but I have to do the dates YYYY-MM-DD. I don't want to start crying on the phone, making excuses. Let's see. Yeah, there's January 1, and let's see. We want 1/1, and we'll just put in here both dates 2010-0111. So we're just going to look at all the courts that are on the docket for that date. I'm going to click preview, and here they are. Let me quickly go down to the bottom because there's a number on the bottom I want to see. It says that there were 64. There were 64 cases on the docket for that day. Now, okay, there were 64 cases. They're now in, let's see, they should be in cause number order. Well, up here it tells us. It says, yes. Okay, so usually you'll receive a copy of the docket from the court. They'll give you a list of all the cases that are on the docket for that particular day. They don't do that. Well, Joe, doesn't Charlotte get that from the St. Louis County? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I got spoiled. St. Louis County was doing it. Well, Mr. Maytek, I mean, this is what I've got in my program to assist you with dealing with docket. And I mean, is this going to be adequate, or do I need to add something else? We can add that. Now, let's see. It's got the division, like right here for St. Louis County Circuit Court, division number 36M. I wouldn't necessarily call it a room number, but so many of them are the same because usually when you're going to court, you've got maybe 100 to 150 cases in one day in the same court. Does that sound pretty normal for you? Well, I think what we probably have to do as a way to handle that would just make that a part of the My File record. Like on the court, on this court tab here, we'd have to have a place to where you could put the room number. Because we've already got the time. See, I can just click the Now button and then put the current date and time there, and then I could edit that. Yes, you can edit that. Do you have a way of knowing that prior to the time that you arrive at court? Okay. Well, I think I'm going to move this a little bit so you know which one I'm talking about here. This My File screen here. Yeah, it's moving around a little bit on you because I've got a screen where I'm an attendee also, so I can kind of see what you're seeing. But I believe on this tab, on the court tab here, we would probably have to add a room number, given that it's different for every case. And then somebody on your staff, you know, that receives that information. Right. What we do is just put a room number on there. And if there's any other additional information that we need to have in addition to room number, we can include that also. In fact, I can even create another tab if it gets to that point, you know. In fact, I believe I could have a whole second row of tabs, but I haven't experimented with that yet.
Thank you for watching my video. If there's some functionality that you need because it's critical to your law practice and you didn't see it in Auto Subrogate, please give me a phone call so we can discuss it. I'm very flexible. The low cost to add that functionality will surprise you.